Here's a demo of the new features in ScytheKick version 4.0, which gives support for the Rise of Fenris. So the first thing on the start screen, you'll see there's separate areas for the single and campaign, and if you tap on the campaign, it'll load up a new setting for the campaign. Again, you can choose whether you want to use Invaders from Afar, and there's a picker which lets you pick which episode you want to start on. You don't have to start right from the beginning in the app, so you can continue where you were. But we'll start with episode 1 and see a little bit how that works. To start the setup, you hit draw first player, and it works the same as before. You can always repick if you don't like the options that were chosen, or you can swipe up and down to manually pick the factions, or swipe up and down to manually pick the mat. Then proceed to draw the next player, and if you want to add an Automa, you can do that here. Let's say 2 players and 2 Automa. There's a section in tiles and mods that you want to look out for over here, the Rise of Fenris. Right now it's not showing you anything because there's no specific issues that need to be set, but you can go back and of course the structure bonus tile, draw a new one. It automatically will draw one at the start. At the end of the episode, of course you're going to score like normal, so I'll just make up some values. 5 popularity, 4 stars, 10 territories, 40 coins. The next one had 72 coins, and then etc. 50 coins, and say 70 coins. Now at the end of the match, what you want to do is you want to hit this new campaign icon, which brings up a new sheet where you can see the 4 players, and here it's asking you prompts for the end of the game. Here, for example, there was 2 players who are tied, so you can actually choose which is the winner, because it uses the information of who is the winner to help with picking the factions and mats for the next round. So let's say player 1 was the winner, and I would go next, and here it gives a summary. And then you save the results, and you can still view the summary, and it tells you here the total wealth, which is the sum of all your score minus any perks you've spent. So back here, now you've finished with this particular match, and you can go back to the faction, and you say reset current match, and it brings you back to the campaign and automatically picks the next episode. Then to start picking here, you would draw the first player. Now here you can see it's picking back in order, and not all the players have mats, but all you have to do is draw all the 4 players, and it's going to pick a mat. And for the Automas, they don't need. And I'll just go show the Automa setup, which is a little bit different for Rise of Fenris. Instead of having the difficulty dial, we have a new Edit Automa setup. Also, it's showing you the current difficulty and a star tracker adjustment and any mods and setup bonuses. Here it's showing that you would gain 3 workers, 1 mech on your home base, 6 power, 0 combat cards, and 2 additional coins. And these come from the special setup for episode 2A, which you can see here when you click the details. Here is the Automa level, and you can pick the level as before. And coming back, you can see the star tracker adjustment. This is a modification that you can use to adjust the difficulty of the Automa. Underneath it, according to the rules for episode 2A, you would draw 3 cards randomly. If we want to change the value for one of the 3 cards that was drawn, we can tap here, and you can see all the cards are here, and we change it, and it would update the values, and it'll update the summary as well. And if we go to the Automa helper, you can see that it has actually populated the map with these. Going back to the faction tab, if you want to reset the match, you can tap reset current match, and it'll ask you whether you want to review and save, which is the same user interface, or reset the match and start that one again. Here I'll say review and save, and we come back over here, and it's going to ask you for the winner. It'll ask you which players might have used the perk, and so that'll modify the total summary because the perks don't count for that. Save results again, and we come back, and we can come back to the campaign. And again, if you want to reset the campaign, you can tap that, and it'll ask you, and then it'll come back to the first episode of the campaign. Thank you.